Hey, today we are making salmon and yellow curry. So, to do this, I find that I really need to do all the prep work first. Otherwise, everything goes too fast and things end up getting burned or not done correctly. So that's what we're going to start with. For vegetables, whatever you want. The way it's been explained to me is that this is just a good way to clear out your fridge, whatever random veggies you have. So for us, we had a bunch of these shishito peppers growing outside. We also had a bunch of these little tomatoes growing on the vine outside. We had 2 squash. You can tell it's not super fresh. They've been in the fridge for a little bit, but I think they're still good. And we got a sweet potato. I cooked it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes already. So it's semi-soft, but not cooked all the way. And you'll see why that's important later. For the rest of our ingredients, we have fish sauce, coconut milk. This is Tamarind Concentrate. You can get the paste like in a pouch, but I think this is the better form. Yellow curry. This is the Moser brand. I think you can probably find this at just about any Asian market. I think sometimes they have it at H-E-B in the ethnic aisle. I don't know. This is palm sugar. You can use brown sugar if you can't find palm sugar, but this is less sweet than normal sugar. It's just like very mildly sweet. And it's perfect for cooking a curry. So I'm just going to get everything all chopped up and we'll be back in a couple minutes. Okay, we got all of our veggies cut and we are going to get ready to start the curry. So let's move over to the stove. Turn it off. I'll start up once we get set up as well. Alright, so we've opened up our can of curry and it's very fragrant. And this pan is heating up, so you don't really want to add any oil or anything to it yet. That looks pretty hot. So I'm just going to scoop it out, toss it in here. And I can tell you from experience, sometimes this stuff is really spicy and it can definitely make your eyes water a bit if it's too spicy. I think we've had this experience before, huh? Where you've walked into the house and you're like, oh shit, I can't breathe.
That's kind of feeling.
So we're just going to spread it out here in the pan. And this stuff is going to start to heat up.
What temperature are you at?
So right now I'm at like a medium high. You can probably don't want to be that high of a temperature. We probably want to be more of just a medium. So we might have to pull in closer here in a minute, but what's going to start to happen is you're going to hear it sizzling and you will start to see oil pooling up on top of the curry. Okay, so we've repositioned a little bit to see if maybe we're able to see that oil on here. So I can kind of see it starting to pool up over here and in these little pockets. I'm going to give this a stir and just let it kind of sizzle. So it's only been on here for what, maybe like a minute? And it does look like it's starting to cook pretty quick. So I'm going to take our can of coconut milk, and you see on top there, you can see that this lid has got this like cream on it. We want that cream. So we're going to take that cream, scrape it off into here. This is where all the coconut fat is. And it's even built up here on the top of the can where there's some coconut fat. It's that thick cream. And it's for this reason, I know I didn't say this earlier, but you really don't want to shake your can of coconut milk. And this is why you don't want to shake it. Because you want that top layer of cream on there so that you can grab it and mix it into this curry. So now we're taking that fat out of that coconut cream and using it to kind of fry our curry here. This is really going to bring out a lot of the spices and flavors that's in that curry. I feel like this is also when the room will start to get very spicy. So now here along all the little edges I see all that oil coming out. That's a mixture of the oil from the curry and the oil from the coconut milk. This is what we want. So we'll just give this just a little bit more. I think the longer you let this fry, the spicier it gets, but it'll also start to burn to the pan, so, you know, don't do too much. Smells good. All right. We're just going to go ahead and dump in the rest of our coconut milk.
Are you still on high heat?
We're still on medium heat. So I zoomed out a little bit. I'll let you fix that. So I'm just going to give this a good stir and make sure that it's pretty well mixed before we put in the rest of the ingredients. I think at this point it is just bubbling, so I'm going to lower it down to medium low. Coconut milk does not like to be cooked too much. If you cook it too long or too high of a heat, it'll start to kind of curdle and separate, and it'll still taste fine, but it's not really a pleasant texture.
Looks like we might be curdling it.
Now it's bubbling. I lowered the heat. It'll calm down once I put in the rest of the stuff. So it looks like it's a pretty uniform color now. I don't see a lot of dark spots. It looks like everything's mixed in well. So we will want to take our tamarind paste and our fish sauce and palm sugar. Let me start with the dry stuff. So I'm just going to get a spoonful of palm sugar. They sell this stuff powder formed, but they also have palm sugar like this, and then you can just grate it yourself. So however you find it. This is probably about a tablespoon. If you have one of these soup spoons, you can use one of these soup spoons. Fish sauce. Let me rinse this off before I put it into the can. And our tamarind concentrate, which this stuff usually needs a little bit of a stir before you actually plop it in there. And you should keep this in the fridge after you open it. So there's our tamarind. And it's kind of like when you're cooking Mexican rice. There's not a real measurement system. It's really you're just adding this stuff to your liking to taste.
But a 1-to-1-to-1 ratio.
Well, that's how I like it. But you might find that you like it a little bit more sweet, or that you like it to have a little bit more acidity, so maybe you do more tamarind. Or maybe you like it to have a little bit more of that savory, and so maybe a little bit more fish sauce. But that's essentially what you're doing, is the palm sugar is your sweet, the tamarind is your acidic, and the fish sauce is your savory flavors that are getting mixed into the heat and spice of the curry. So you're trying to balance those flavors. Again, we get it all mixed up. Tastes good. Let me try it. Spicy. Woo.
Tastes delicious. Nice to get vegetables in there.
Yeah. Alright. So, sweet potato takes a long time to cook if you do it chopped and raw. And like I said, the curry does not like to be cooked a long time because of that coconut milk will start to curdle. This is why I half cooked the sweet potato before putting it in here.
For 2 minutes?
I did 2.5 minutes in the microwave. Last time I did this, I put it in the oven for a little while before I started cooking. But you know, the oven takes forever, so I just put it in the microwave for 2.5 minutes. Get that stirred in.
Saw that.
Yeah, well, the pot's boiling. And the salmon only takes a few minutes to cook, so that'll go in last. Honestly, the squash usually cooks pretty quick too.
I don't know if we have enough vegetables in there today.
All right, let's get this mixed in a little. Well, we'll let everything cook down for a little bit, and then we will come back. Okay, we're back. We've been letting this cook for just a few minutes. Probably not even, what? Not even 10 minutes.
Like 5.
Yeah, like 5. And I can already tell that the squash is starting to cook down, and it probably only needs like another 5 minutes. So this is a good time to put our salmon in. And we have already descaled and deboned our salmon fillets. These are our fillets that we brought back from Oregon. And I'm just going to pop them right on in there, right on top. And we'll let these cook for just a few minutes. Try to get some curry on there too. And before I forget too, before we even started cooking, we turned on the rice cooker. So usually eat this with rice on the side. And you can see the rice cooker over here on the counter next to me. And that's just been cooking this whole time. So yeah, it's usually pretty good timing. Usually right about the time that this is done is right when the rice cooker is also done. So we're going to cover this back up and let it finish cooking for a few more minutes. Alright, it's been a few minutes. And this has just been steaming away. So we are going to go ahead and cut right into that, and it looks perfect. So we will put that right there.
That's right. My mouth is watering just looking at this.
Alright, that's it.
Recipe 1 of the Lara family cookbook.
That's right. Alright.